So the corona disease came up. These MPs are from New Zealand. And during this whole ghastly business of lockdowns and things of that nature, they were out partying and pretty much doing whatever they wanted. And obviously opposite of what they were telling everyone else to do. And this woman comes up to ask some questions of things that they cannot run away from because she found the evidence, because these morons, well, they're morons. And I will say that I do believe these individuals actually have some kind of morality, because a narcissist will smile in your face as you present the evidence that they're douchebags and try to gaslight you into thinking something else. These individuals don't do that. It's a different kind of psycho. Just thankfully, they're dumb.
I'll take the lady over there, the blonde lady.
Blonde lady.
You have a strong voice.
So you see, before she steps into the camera view, they're smiling.
I've got a very strong voice.
Let's hear it.
I've come a long way to ask Simeon a couple of questions.
Simeon, a couple of questions. And as soon as that happens, he turns away from her. He knew. Now, mind you, he's already arms folded. He's probably getting questioned about this whole thing quite a lot, because I'm sure that what this woman is saying isn't a secret. It wasn't like it was a surprise. I'm sure it's going around the rumor mill, the newsreel, the social medias, and questions on the street. They live in a much smaller country than the USA. Word can travel very quickly and by mouth very efficiently because of the size. Whereas here in the USA, you'd be lucky if your word of mouth goes more than a few hundred miles.
On the 10th of March...
there's supposed to be questions.
So I sit there and see the side view of him. He doesn't want to move. He's got his eyeballs that he raised all the way up and then back down. They've reached over for a microphone.
And I've got to ask across the all. So
cool.
On the 10th of March, Simeon, you questioned...
Then he went to go touch the mic because it was handed to him out of politeness. But as soon as, it is because the guy sit there and asked him, but it's supposed to be for us all. Oh yeah, it will be for all of you. And so he immediately let go like, oh, I'm semi off the hook. A little bit of relax. He doesn't go right back into arms folded.
About the Royal Commission and
but as you can see, he won't look at her.
Myocarditis warnings that were through the Royal Commission.
And the others are no longer smiling.
That he didn't know before December, January about the myocarditis warnings.
I got to turn her down. I'm over here yelling because she's in my ear.
Wait 1 minute. On the 13th of August 2021, there was a meeting.
So now we have looks.
Where it was unminuted. It was not in Jacinda Ardern's diary. It was changed in Robertson's diary. It was not in Little's diary. And it was unminuted.
So we have individuals that, especially Redcoat Lady, you saw the little bit of an eye roll that she gave, like, oh, performance-wise of, oh, I'm really thinking about this. She knows. And then you see the coward in blue, hunched over in his chair, hands in his lap. He's been caught. The others that we can see are giving her actually really good eye contact and listening intently to what she's saying. They're absorbing the information she is sharing, which is what you want to see. They're furrowed in the head because the brain is really engaged, because these are terrible accusations. And you have to understand they have split loyalties, because these are MPs, technically in the social realm, not necessarily politically or in any kind of real world power. They outrank them. They have more connections than they do. So their mind is split like, oh my gosh, she's taking out the alphas.
But unfortunately for them, I got the correspondence that went into that meeting from Ashley Bloomfield, where they decided whether they were going to reword...
If you watch them closely, you can see the breathing is very heavy on the white coat, the red coat, and the blue. Really deep breathing.
4 days, it's inflammation of the heart muscle. From the COVID-19 vaccine.
Then you see a glance from the white coat to the audience, like, how are they accepting what she's saying?
Informed consent was removed because they were not warned on the pre- or post-patient information. That also includes Rory Nairn, who died
Now, whatever was said with the suit to the blue coat apparently is, yeah, this is your question.
That you are standing up for this. His father has texted me and asked me to tell you to remove Rory Nien's photo, who was killed by myocarditis. He didn't receive
Big
the
giant
information
frown and
he
red
needed
coat.
because they had removed the safety information in August. He lied to you.
They're becoming very uncomfortable, and you're seeing a lot of movement as she talks about this.
My 29-year-old son has been in an ambulance 3 times.
Oh, and that was funny. Well, not really funny, but Redcoat gives a sly smile. Why are you protecting them? And you call me tinfoil head. And you see that little smirk on her face from Redcoat. Blue Coat, he may have the most empathy in this group. Doesn't make him good. Just means he's got more empathy than they do. And the suit man, well, he's pretty much collapsed and he's turned away from the group. White Coat has turned away from the two. So the red and blue are becoming isolated from John Q. Public Representative. I hope that is like, you know, when we sit there and talk about eagles when they fight over here and how it's a spiritual sign. I'm hoping this is the spiritual sign. Red and blue isolated from John Q. Public. That would be so good.
And it's been an A&E 14 times.
Eye roll
for pericarditis.
from Redcoat.
It took us 2.5 years. 2.5 years of fighting ACC.
Smile from Redcoat.
So the question.
She's looking at somebody, but she's using it as an opportunity to pretty much be a cunt.
Is why we protect you. In the hook.
Advocate anti-vaccine.
No, just wait for the question.
My son has a vaccine injury diagnosed by his cardiologist. His cardiologist's waiting room is full of young men his age. Every visit. Thank you. Don't call me.
So there you go. Then this is where we get into the weeds of stuff. Someone from the group, John Q. Public, has pushed back on her rhetoric that her injury, or her son's injury, is or pretty much just false information. So she pushes back with, no. The cardiologist said this. But because he pushed back on her, because the ingrained thing that cognitive dissonance was to protect the people who he cannot see are his enemy. And as you saw from these, they jumped on that bandwagon quick, like, oh, one of our little sheep is protecting us. And the smiles went across most of the faces. And they'll lean on that. Her ability to shut that man down probably was her only saving grace. And I'm going to assume that the rest of the audience that we cannot see because she cannot shut one of the cognitive dissonance ones down by herself. You need more than one. Which theoretically speaking, since we do not have video of it, he got a bunch of stares from people going, shut up, you dumb ass.
Tinfoil hat because my son suffers every day.
I hear your pain before you answer. I hear your pain. Thank you for the question. And I would.
And now you can actually hear those were probably the looks that gave it to the dumb ass. Now this fool's going to stand up and sit there and talk about how sorry he is and play with his fingers inside of his pocket. We will not watch that. Because no one's really sorry about what they did. They're sorry they got caught. May the Lord bless you and keep you. In Jesus' name.